Let's talk about Simple Queue Service or SQS. Amazon SQS is a fully managed message queuing service provided by AWS. It enables you to decouple and scale the microservices, distributed systems, and serverless applications. SQS allow you to send, store, and receive the messages between distributed application components without losing the message or requiring each components to be always available. SQS provides two types of message queues, standard queue and FIFO. Standard queue offers the best effort ordering, while FIFO guarantee that messages are processed exactly in the order they are sent. One of the main benefits of SQS is its ability to handle the large number of messages, even millions of messages per second, and it automatically scale with your application. It also provides a pay-as-you-go pricing model, so you only pay for the number of messages you send and receive. SQS can also be used to distribute the workloads among multiple consumers. This way, you can process the messages in parallel and increase the overall performance of the application. It supports a decent amount of data. You can put about 256 KB into a message and it allows messages to be stored for up to 14 days. SQS is very beneficial for designing the application. A practical use case for Amazon SQS would be to decouple the components of a distributed application. For example, let's say you have a e-commerce application that processes the orders. The application could use the SQS to send the orders to a separate service for shipping and handling. This way, the order processing services doesn't have to wait for the shipping and handling service to complete. Another example would be to use the SQS as a buffer between a web application and a database. This way, the web application can send a message to SQS when a request is made to the database, and the database can process the request when it's ready. The architecture of the SQS involves the following component: message producer. These are the applications that send the message to SQS. A message producer send a message to an SQS queue. Message consumers. These are the applications that receive the message from the SQS queue. A message consumer polls the queue for the new messages. Queues are used to store the messages temporarily until they are processed by the consumer. When a message is retrieved, it is removed from the queue and processed by the consumer. Messages. Messages are the information that is exchanged between producer and consumer. They can be of any type, such as text or binary data. If the consumer is unable to process the message, it can return the message to the queue for the processing at a later time. As we talked about that SQS provides two types of queues. Standard queue. These provides a highly scalable distributed queue that guarantees at least once delivery of a message. They can be used to decouple the components of an application or to handle high volume of messages. FIFO queue. This provides a first in, first out ordering of messages and exactly once processing. They can be used in scenarios where ordering and deduplication of messages are critical. Amazon SQS is a fully managed message queue service that enables the decoupling and scalability of distributed applications. Here are some of the key benefits of using the Amazon SQS. Scalability. Amazon SQS is a fully managed service, which means it automatically scales to handle an unlimited number of messages and message queues. You don't need to worry about capacity planning or scaling the infrastructure as the application grows. Reliability. Amazon SQS is designed to be highly available and fault tolerant. It replicates the messages across multiple availability zones to ensure that your messages are always available when you need them. Amazon SQS enables the decoupling of the components in your distributed application. This allows you to build the applications that are most resilient and fault tolerant. Flexibility. Amazon SQS supports multiple message formats, including JSON, XML, and binary data. This allows you to use the messaging service with a wide variety of applications and programming languages. Amazon SQS uses AWS identity and access management to control access to your message queues. You can also encrypt your message using AWS Key Management Service to add an extra layer of security. Amazon SQS is a cost-effective solution for queuing the messages. You only pay for the message that you send and receive, and there are no upfront cost or minimum fee. Overall, Amazon SQS provides a reliable, scalable, and flexible messaging service that can help you to build the distributed applications with ease. Last but not least, let's talk about the AWS Step Function. AWS Step Function is a serverless workflow service that enables you to coordinate the components of your application into a series of steps or a state machine. You can use these step functions to automate the multi-step workflow such as data processing pipelines, order processing, and application orchestration. AWS step function is a powerful tool for building scalable and reliable application, and it can help you to streamline your workflow and reduce the complexity of your application. State machine visualization. AWS step function provide a visual representation of your state machine, which makes it easy to understand and debug the complex workflow. Step function is a fully managed service that makes it easy to coordinate the different steps of your application or service using the visual workflow. Built-in error handling. Step function automatically handles the error and retries the failed step, making your application more resilient and reliable. Step function provides built-in error handling, allow you to handle and retry errors, and also it allow you to track and visualize the progress of your workflow with the help of the CloudWatch. Integration with AWS services. You can integrate your workflow with a wide variety of AWS services, including Lambda, ECS, and SNS. Fine-grained IAM permissions. AWS step functions allow you to set fine-grained permissions for your workflow, giving you control over who can execute these specific steps in your state machine. Reusable workflow. Step functions also support the ability to call step functions from another step functions. This way, you can create a reusable workflow. Error handling. Step functions support the state timeouts, retry, and error handling.